Hey everyone, Crystal here from ClubCal Online, and I am just going to take us all through a nice lower body stretch. I really love to stretch after I've done intense cardio or lifting or any of the awesome strength classes that we have, especially with the lower body. It's great to get a nice stretch after you're done with that portion of the workout. Your muscles are already primed. So I'm not gonna do any warm up. We're just gonna get straight into it. You're just gonna need either some carpet, a nice yoga mat, something to lay on, maybe even a towel, and then also a couple of yoga blocks or a couple of books, anything that you kind of have on hand that you can use to get some elevation. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll come down to the floor if you're not already there, and we're just gonna come onto the tops of the feet here. So from here, you can stay right here if it feels a nice stretch in that front part of your foot, or if you need a little bit more, you can start to move those knees up, feeling a really nice stretch all along the top of the foot. And if you want a little bit more, I like to take a block and then just put them right on top of that and then just start to sit back a little bit. So we'll just be here for about 30 seconds. I don't need the block because I'm pretty tight, so I'm gonna take that away. Find your position. And we've just got about 30 seconds here. Maybe throw on some tunes. I like to have a little bit of relaxation music when I'm stretching, or silence. If you guys like a little bit more intense music, you can do that. Kind of like using it as a time to decompress from everything. And we'll just do about 5 more seconds here, seeing if we can't rock those knees up a bit more. And come on down. This time we're just gonna tuck those toes under. We're gonna get a nice stretch along the arch of the foot. So you can sit right here. You can use your blocks to kind of prop up on if it's too much. This is pretty intense, especially if you've not stretched your foot that much. But I really find it's helpful, especially those of us that are really into running, things that we do a lot of, like standing. If you stand a lot, if you're a waitress, waiter, running around a lot, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. We just don't give our feet very much attention. So I always like to make sure and get that done first. Good, and you can start to rock your hips back onto your heels here. Make sure that those toes are tucked under. Breathe into it. Just 5 more seconds. And we'll come on out, kind of shake that out. Feels really crazy and tight and amazing release. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stretch our Achilles next. So take your left foot forward, and then you can just bring your knee so it passes over the top of the toe here. This other leg kind of comes out to the side, wherever it feels comfortable. You can even grab a kind of a block to sit on if that feels good. And you're just going to roll forward so that you really press your chest right on top of your knee, and you're just gonna press it forward, really getting a nice stretch all along the back of that calf, all the way into the Achilles, kind of opening it up there. And this one takes a while to loosen out, so you might find yourself kind of getting a little bit more into the stretch as you start to warm up a bit. And again, you can always start to move back and forth. I like to bounce a little bit just to trick the muscle into opening up just a bit more. Feels really good. And don't worry, if you're pretty tight, that's totally normal. Things like this take a little bit of time just to open up. Good, we'll just sit here for like 5 more seconds. And go ahead and release. We'll come to the other side. Again, you can use a block underneath that right glute if you want to, and then just really start to push that knee forward past those toes. Breathe. Try and let all of the worries of the day go. I know I tend to get in my head during the day, but when I'm stretching, it's great just to let everything go. Try and come back to that feeling of being in your body again, especially with those of us that get stressed out with the different things that are happening in the world, with our jobs, with uncertainty. Try and just find your stretching and like your movement as part of a practice that you come back to, and you're just able to kind of release a little bit, trust, and be kind of one with your body. Good, we'll have just 5 more seconds here. All right, we'll release out of that. This time, let's just go ahead and come onto your butt. You're gonna take your left foot or your left leg out in front. You're gonna have your shin so it's parallel to the front of the room, and then try and lay that knee down. You're gonna take your left or your right foot up and over that left knee as much as you can here. This on its own might be really challenging for a lot of us. So that's where the blocks come in. You can always grab a block to place it underneath that right glute. If it's not like, feeling so great having that stretch, it can be a lot on the hips and the piriformis. But if it's feeling pretty good, you can start to line up those shins and really press the feet into the knee into the foot, and then just have a nice flat back here. Breathe into it. You can start to bounce a little bit here. Good. If you're feeling a little bit more, you can start to reach the hands up. Maybe bring your chest on top of your shins. Move side to side. Again, we'll just bounce here for 10 more seconds. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come out, but stay with me. You don't want to move too much here. We're just actually going to take the knee and bring it straight out in front of us, and then bring that right knee right on top of the left. Now, again, this might be way up here. That's totally fine. You have your blocks. You can even go like this to kind of put some of that tension out, to take some of the tension away. Or if you're flexible, like I just happen to be flexible in this position, you can start to line up those knees, press them on top of each other, press the feet down, try and get the feet as close to your hips as you can, and then make sure that you're getting both your sit bones on the ground as much as you can here. You can kind of wiggle back and forth, kind of giving it a chance to open up. This is a great piriformis stretch. So perfect for those leg days when you start to get tight. And then again, you can just start to come forward, breathe, bringing your chest right on top of that knee. Good, you'll take about 10 more seconds here. You can bounce. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead and release that. You're gonna take that right foot now, right shin parallel, left foot comes up and over on top of that knee, and then just press to have a nice alignment here. Again, it's okay if the foot comes up or if the knee comes up. If it's too much, start to press it down though. You can always use your blocks as kind of tools to help get you comfortable, because you wanna feel comfortable in your stretch. We really want to avoid any type of pain. That's your body's way of saying, hey, back off, but discomfort's okay. So a lot of times we get the two confused. I think one, discomfort is just like a mild sensation of it being kind of like annoying, but pain is like sharp shooting, like your body's way of saying, hey, like that's danger, step back a bit. So pay attention to your body, but challenge yourself at the same time. Make sure that you're just, feeling and really trying to stay in tune with what you need. Don't forget to breathe. And we'll take a couple of bounces here. Good for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, we're going to go ahead and place the knees right on top of each other. You can bring your feet out to the side, right by your hips, kind of shimmy so that you get comfortable. Rock back and forth to see if you can get both of your glutes onto that ground. And then you're just going to find your position here. Really try and feel a nice stretch all inside of that left piriformis, kind of like up into the thigh. Good, take some really deep breaths here. Again, come back to your body if you're finding yourself stressing out about the day or different things you've got to do. Just try and be right here, meet yourself right where you're at. Good, 10 more seconds here. You can start to bounce it. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release out of that. Shake it out for a sec. We'll grab those blocks. This time, we're gonna go ahead and bring our right foot forward. You can have the blocks right on either side of you here. And then to begin, you just wanna make sure that your back knee is on the ground, your toes are untucked. And then really drive that left hip down. You're gonna probably feel it pretty tight along the front of the hip here, and that's okay, totally normal. So give yourself some time just to kind of open up that hip flexor, some of those really tight muscles inside the hip, the front of the hip. And once you feel your spot, you're feeling kind of comfortable, from there you can go ahead and start to engage that right glute to bring yourself up a bit. Make sure that you square your hips and then toe heel that front foot down and just breathe into it here. You can start to press that left hip down even more. Good, and this one's really nice to get some bouncing in. So we'll just bounce for 10 and we'll hold for 10. So let's go ahead and bounce for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Come nice and deep. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay with me here. You're just going to shift your hips back, flex the toes back towards your face, really get a nice stretch all along that back side of your leg. And you can stay right here if you want, or you can start to bring your chest closer down to your knee. And again, try and bring that right hip back in line with the left. Really be active in that front foot too, so pull the toes back towards the face. Good, and we'll take 10 bounces and 10 breaths here. So we'll go bouncing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it down. 10 seconds here, breathe into it. You can move the foot back and forth, shifting the hip. For last 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay with me here. You guys can either take a deeper bend in that knee, kind of like a front split, but a bent knee. It is totally cool to stay right here. And if the back knee is kind of bothering you, feel free to go ahead and fold over the mat so you can protect your knee. So you can stay right here, really trying to press that left hip down, or you can start to come all the way down into your front splits. I like these blocks because you can stick a block underneath your pelvis and try and working on getting that right hip pulled back in line with the left. feels really good to me, and it kind of takes some of the pressure off of my back knee. If you're not here, that is totally okay. So take whichever variation feels good. If this is feeling pretty good, you can start to challenge yourself a bit by bringing that thigh down, that pelvis down onto the ground. This is my tighter side right now, but if you want more of a challenge, you can take this block, stick it underneath your calf or underneath your heel. You can even raise up to like 3 blocks if you want. Good. From here, shift the hips back and forth. Get comfortable. Try and keep a chest up position. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull it back. You can go ahead and shake that out because it probably feels really good now on that left hip. I know I do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So we'll bring that left foot forward. Again, you can take the blocks up on the side like this, and you're just gonna find your position that feels good. You're always able to put like a mat or a pillow underneath that back knee just to modify it for whatever feels good for your body. And from here, you're just going to bring the chest up and do a little bit of bounces here. Really also try and bring that left hip back in line with the right. It has a tendency to kind of like jump forward. Breathe into it. Again, the hips take a little bit of time to open up. Mine are really tight. I like to run, so I get super tight. I notice like my calves, my ankles, the arch of my foot, Achilles, and hips all get the tightest from running. So take your time with it. Good. We'll just go ahead and bounce here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold for 10. Chest up, belly in. Breathe. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay with me. We're just gonna shift those hips back, pull the feet back towards the face, or bring all those toes back towards the face. Really flex your toes. And from here, you can really start to feel a nice stretch all along the backside of that left leg now, even into the knee. And again, bring that left hip back, bring it in line with the right. You guys can stay right here. You can go ahead and come off the blocks, bring your chest towards the knee. Some of you will even be able to bring your head towards your foot. And we'll just bounce here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it down. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, you can start to toe heel the front foot forward. You can come to the same position that you did on the other side. If it was a modified split, it's right here is great. Or we can start to come all the way down onto our front split, finding whatever feels good. Again, you can always use the block, stick it underneath your pelvis, stick it underneath your thigh, your calf, or your foot. And I really enjoy moving my hips back and forth here, trying to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. And just give yourself some time to kind of open up a little bit. It's really great. You know, your body is like super happy when you're stretching it because you're getting all of that fresh blood to go into each of the muscles to help aid in recovery. It also keeps things a lot more limber. You know, the stronger you get, the tighter you get. So it's like a constant balance of trying to find that flexibility and the strength. Keeping the two balanced is so key to longevity in your training. Good. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Chest up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it back, shake it out. Oh, that feels so good. All right, I think that's great for this nice little leg stretch. Definitely keep checking out all of our videos. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram if you have any questions. We're always adding new stretch videos, so we'll see you next time.